Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to True Story Thursday, greatest podcast in the world, baby. You know who this is. This is the truth, Mr. Piers Austin, aka Mr. Austin. If you're nasty, rocking that mic with a voice that's raspy, and I'm joined by the one and only DSK. The one and only Kasai in the building. He is deadly shot Kasai, not the money shot Kasai, but he's here with us on his first episode of True Story Thursdays. And also I'm joined by my boy Mitch, the guy, the one and only Torture, and we're going to get into it right fucking now. Yeah! The greatest podcast in the world. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Greatest podcast in the world. And I'm joined by, as I said earlier, DSK Kasai and Mitch, the torture drama man himself, sucking down a hard solo. Boys, what's going on? Welcome to True Story Thursdays.
Not much. How you guys going?
You know, man, just fucking racing home to get this podcast going, baby. You know what I mean? It's one of those days. Thursdays is always rush, man. So, luckily for me, I got tomorrow off work. So, man, I'm pumped for a good night tonight with you boys, man. What about you, Torch? What's been going on?
Mate, same old shit, different day. I'm having to suck down half of BWS's backdated stock because, Taronga Zoo's a shithole to work in before we go to work in the shithole in Narellan. So there's a lot better way to forget that I'm going to Narellan than forget that we're conscious. So that's what we're aiming for here.
100%, man. We got our live people joining us. Make sure you guys go share this around. Let's get some more people in here. And as I always say, if you'd like to help us get into that studio a little bit quicker, where we can do this in person, make sure that you throw in those super stickers. You also throw in some bits on Twitch if that's where you're tuning in. We appreciate it. It's not expected, but it is appreciated. But DSK Kasai, man, I'm excited to have you on, bro, because you have honestly got to be one of my highly viral guests. Like every time I've had you on the podcast, there's always a big turnout for you because I feel like you're one of those people, bro. And I feel like this Thursday show is really meant for someone like you because, bro, you say what's on your mind and you have zero fucks to give. And that's why I always love talking to you because you're always going to get the exact truth on what you're thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for that.
That's it. Yeah.
Well done. Thank you very much. Well, that's because ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next. No, I'm kidding. Boys, it's been kind of an interesting week, man. Like in the world of wrestling, we saw Sting retire. Is this the first retirement for Sting or the second or third? I don't even know. But
yeah, I think it is. I think that's the first. He did where we all believe he medically retired. Obviously, when he had that injury where he got his neck fused. But I think that's the first and only time where he's come out and said, "I'm done."
Yeah. And I mean, well, if you had to work for fucking Tony Khan, you'd be done.
To be honest, the fact that he lasted there that long tells me one or two things: the coke's either fucking great, or CTE is a bit more advanced in people than what we fucking expect. Because fuck knows how you could be there that long, jumping off balconies and watching people try to commit voluntary suicide on fucking national TV and still want to be there. So I don't blame him for retiring.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's kind of done a lot of crazy stuff. But even in that match, bro, they had Darby Allin take this fucking insane bump onto fucking ladders and glass. And it's and I've kind of said this before about AEW. It's always the point. It's catering to a small niche of the audience. And I feel AEW books AEW for the fans that they have now, where they should be booking AEW for the fans that they're trying to gain.
Yeah, I get that. I can also understand the viralness. Maybe they're trying to go for that big viral thing because obviously social media being such a big thing, they're probably trying to get that. But let's call a spade a spade. The bloke, jumping off a fucking ladder. We just seen them on their TV show. A guy shattered their leg for a very similar deal. But instead, let's just add, glass, because that always ends up okay. It never hurts anybody, ever.
Yeah. Same with fire.
Yeah, fire does nothing. Like, that's a prop. Like, it doesn't burn houses down or anything, or what. You don't firebomb cars and they end up like they look just like they left the showroom. They don't do any damage.
But even Frink's Pickle Barrelless says, why overshadow Sting instead of highlighting Sting's vintage moves that he did? And again, it's kind of like stealing the spotlight. Like, Kasai, have you seen much of Darby Allin's work?
A little bit.
What's your take on him, man? Because like you're someone like who is very knowledgeable about the game and someone who is very well respected by so many in the business. What's your opinion on him?
I think he works for a very high level company. I think that they're giving him the chance to do things that people don't normally do with their body, and it's not unusual. You got guys like Mick Foley that did it in the past, throwing themselves off Hell in a Cells and stuff. Jeff Hardy's. My only gripe with this stuff is the story matching the level of risk. I don't look. I grew up. Jeff Hardy was jumping off stuff.
100%.
Mick Foley's getting thrown off something. There's plenty of other guys that we can name that did very high risk stuff. But it felt like the story matched the risk, or was even more rewarding than the risk. And I mean, I don't know if these stories are.
Yeah, I mean, but you look at, I think Darby Allin, where it's like his finishing move, like what's it called? The coffee drop or coffin drop, sorry. He literally just goes to the top rope and falls. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, anytime.
I don't have an issue with his finishing move. Like, look, okay, so I think it's on the head. Like, if you build towards it, you can, like he's already built that enigma that he's willing to put his, use his body as a weapon. Then okay. But okay, so I said if we're going to skip chapter 7, 8, 9, 10 and we're going to go straight to 16, and it goes, so I was kicking him like when he was on the ground, but look, now I'm jumping off the center point tower. Like, why do you have to jump off the center point tower?
Yeah.
With the rest of this shit.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree.
I think we're in a different time too. I mean, when I was, watching wrestling growing up, the big death-defying stunts from everybody made you want to watch the show. But now, just because they're doing these stunts and it goes viral doesn't mean people are watching the whole show. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, people might be aware of the stunts and, wow, this guy did this or whatever, but I mean, I still haven't watched an episode of AEW.
Dude, anytime I've had to sit down to watch AEW, like when they first started, I sat down and I watched 5 minutes of it and I was just like, nope, no, that's fucking stupid. Then I sat down to watch it again when they did the explosion gimmick with Moxley and Eddie Kingston. I was like, pathetic. Nope. That was the one thing I saw. Was like, this is the reason why. And then it was something else I've seen, and I just went again 5 minutes later because the company doesn't learn from the mistakes.
The Moxley and Eddie Kingston gimmick, it wasn't exactly went to plan. So I think everyone sort of fucking it didn't. It's not like that was the plan. Like it wasn't.
That something went wrong there for sure.
Obviously, they.
I thought they actually told the story there. I thought they actually told the story really well. It all led to that point. Like, yeah, okay, like we've probably seen what they used as inspiration, but no one really in this niche crowd would even remember it. And then it just, it's like, you know what I mean? I don't think it was the wrestler's fault in this stage. I think it was the supporting cast that let them down and just something went wrong.
But even it comes down to, like, for me, AEW, like they just, I don't know, man. Like, they had such a loyal fan base where like their marks would go like just defend them blindly. And now you've just seen it go the opposite way. You know what I mean? Like, there's not like these fans saying like stupid shit about, like, there's probably a small majority that are still like blindly following him still, but a lot of the stuff online now is very negative.
I mean, I don't follow things online. I mean, I'm sort of so out of the wrestling bubble that when people actually tell me about it, I'm like, oh, that's still around, cool. But that's fans. That's fans. That's how they're gonna be. You know, I don't think it. You know, we should put too much salt into what they actually say or do or their actions, because that's fans. The fans do whatever, as long as, you know, we keep the good story going, keep the good work up. Like, fans, and you know, it's not like they drop off. They still watch. They can complain and bitch and turn this way and turn on this company and do. They're still watching. Like, it doesn't matter.
Because that's the thing, we live in a day like with social media, and I feel like we always talk about social media, but the thing is, like, you can't even now, when you look at the ratings for wrestling, it's like, oh, they only got that rating, but okay, cool, that's what they got in the US. What about the views that they got of that same match on YouTube or Twitch? Not Twitch, on Twitter, or Instagram? You know what I mean? Like, people are getting their content in so many different ways that I feel like now, even when it comes to ratings in wrestling, okay, cool, you're basing your rating off one particular market.
But that's why I was saying I don't think that people care about really telling a story with some of the risks, because they know people are going to get the content anyway, whether they turn on the actual channel to watch it or pay for something to watch. That's not, they're still going to get it in some form, whether it's an Instagram reel or a story or a Twitter feed or something. Like, these people are going to see these matches and these moments anyway. So as long as the clip goes viral, which I think most people now perform for the clips to go viral than to actually tell a story, because the before and after isn't in the clip. The before and after might be horrible, it might make no sense, but the clip itself might be 5 seconds of, wow, he just died. And as long as that goes viral, I don't think people are really concerned about, you know, the quality of everything else that might not be in that clip. As long as the clip goes viral and then they get their name on Twitter or a few 100,000 more followers or whatever, they're fine. And you know what? I don't blame them, because that's the way that the game is going. I can't do that because I have to go to sleep at night, and I actually care about the whole business, not just what it does for me on a popularity social media contest.
And walking, you like walking.
I like, yeah. I also enjoy walking quite a bit. Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of crazy, man. But like, even just touching on that, man, like, for someone like you, train a lot of guys and girls, but you know what I mean? Like, you're not really like, you know what I mean? You wrestle here and there. Like, I feel like you should be wrestling a lot more than you should. Is it because you're like, kind of, you look at the industry and be like, I feel like you should be getting booked more than what you do.
Oh, believe me, people want to book me. I say no. I just don't want to. And it's nothing against them or their company or their wrestlers or nothing. It's just, I just don't want to. If I say yes, it's because I'm going to be doing something for the business and for the person I'm working, you know? Like, for example, Fly Guy had his final match in the country this past weekend at AWS, right? And I pushed to work him, and this was also my first match back since I've been out for a couple months with some injuries and stuff. And I said, yeah, I'll go Fly Guy, no worries. You know, I put him over. It was a great match. I had a lot of fun doing it, and you know, if it's that, 100%, I'll do that. You know, because it means something. And Fly Guy is one of my students as well, and it's good for me to actually, you know, sort of get the reps in with him and show him in a live setting what we can, you know, what the training environment can be done on a grand scale.
Yeah.
But apart from stuff like that, I mean, in Australia, I'm not really too fussed about, you know, my bookings. If people want to learn from me, they can. There's no excuses why they can't. But I'm coming back a lot more now. You know, I've dealt with some injuries and stuff, and I'm coming back, and I'll be overseas later this year. And yeah, you know, if I'm in high demand, I like it. I'd rather be that than, you know, looking for bookings and begging for promoters, which is what a lot of people do. A lot of people do in this scene. They're trying to really fill up all their weekends with this, you know, wrestling stuff, and that's great. If that's what you honestly want to do, excellent. But I don't want to do that.
Because I
And
feel
how
like
are you finding the training? How are you finding like training younger guys and getting them through? How are you finding that? Because I've been to a couple of these sessions, and I'm not going to lie, this isn't a gimmick. This isn't me trying to put you over, but I'm going to. Like, I've been able to even learn a lot, even if it's just like sitting there and listening. You're still learning something. How are you finding? You know, is it a hard transition or something that comes to you naturally? Like, how are you finding it?
No, I don't mind training actually. I find it quite natural training people. I'm pretty much a full-time coach anyway, you know, with various things, mainly jiu-jitsu for kids and stuff, and I don't really mind it at all. I feel like I'm patient enough to, you know, just sort of sit there and like make sure they're doing the right thing, and it's like babysitting sometimes. You know, it's you give them the right thing. You just got to be patient and let them, you know, sort of work with it while you sit there and make sure they don't kill themselves. And you know, it's not it's enjoyable. It's definitely enjoyable when I see guys like, you know, Fly Guy, you know, make such a transition from when I first met him to now. Like,
Oh yes, 100.
he's also a very good student of the game. Like, it's not like I just create great wrestlers out of nothing. You know, like the person has to be a good student. And Fly Guy definitely is a good student and was willing to learn a lot from me. And now he's.
But that's
you
the
did
thing.
You did a lot with him, man. Like, I'll be out for that one, especially. Like, I remember wrestling the bloke when he was probably less than a month in. Then wrestling him again not long after he started training with you, and I'm telling you, it wasn't the same person.
Yeah.
So hats off to you, and hats off to him as well. And obviously now we can see by him not being here, yeah, he's reaping the rewards of that hard work.
But that, you know what, that's the thing with him. And as you said, bro, like it's he was willing to learn, and you call him a student of the game, bro. And that's exactly how I've seen it. And it's like, dude, I've put him in contact with a few people over in the US, and it's like, not because of him being a fantastic worker, which he's improved so much as a worker, but because of how much he puts into it, how hard he works. Because I know that I can send him to, you know, like put him in contact with Johnny Rods and Gleason's, and put him in contact with Greek God Papadon and these other guys over there, because I know he's going to turn up, he's going to bust his ass, and he's going to deserve to be there. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's a fantastic worker or not. That doesn't mean anything. Good person and put the effort in, and he ticks off both those buckets, bro, very easily.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably pulling down the fourth wall a little bit, but I reckon probably every maybe 3-4 months, easily there'd be a day where we'd probably sit on the phone and go, okay, what footage have we got? And don't get me wrong, I'm not fantastic. I'm the shits. But he's doing all right. But we can both sit there and go, okay, then right, we'll sit there, like, we'll pretty much go for 8 hours. You sit there and we'll watch a bunch of his stuff and go, all right, this is what we think he can do better. And we watch a bunch of my stuff and go, yeah, this is what we think we can do better. Which, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's not like a KSI or anyone giving us anything like that. But even to have that self-awareness to go, okay, this person may have one thing that can take me from here to here, if that makes sense. And then I can take it to training, workshop it, and go, now this thing I went from here to here, now I've got advice off someone that knows what the fuck they're doing. I've taken from this to here to fucking here.
That's it.
But the thing is, well, like, I feel like if you're honest with yourself, you can sit down and watch one of your matches no matter where you are, and you're able to go, that was okay, that was sloppy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like once you get to a certain level, you can sit down and watch a match and go, okay, you know what? Like, this is where we need to tighten things up or whatever. But yeah, well, I mean, if you can let your ego out of it. But
Bro, some of the people I've come into contact, man, over the time I've been wrestling, it's like, you'd honestly think after a while, you're like, dude, you want to just like be realistic and go, maybe you didn't do that very good, or maybe there could have been a better way. But nope.
If we were all perfect, and I say this all the time, this is my biggest thing. If we are all perfect and we are all so good and we all never screw up, why are we still here? I know I'm the shit. Like, yeah, there's some things I do good. There's some things I do absolutely fucking poorly. You know, and I'm aware of that, and yeah, I'll make the steps to change that. But it's that self-awareness, once again, we keep coming back to go and fix it. We all sit there and think we're fucking great, then fuck, we're not going to get anywhere.
But that's being a level of delusional as well. But I just want to throw this out there. So a member of our audience, Alcoholic Adam, watches all the time. He wants to know, will Kasai be doing any challenges tonight?
Well, I can see that he's commented that a bunch of times. How about you fucking tell me what the challenges are?
Well, basically,
also, I'm hunting down Rakia. I know he's asked me about it. Yeah. I'm hunting it down. Once I find it, I'll drink it.
So, bro, what we do is, like, usually we have, like, if someone wants to see a challenge, they throw in a super sticker, they throw in bits on Twitch or YouTube. And depending on what it is, like, if we get to a certain level, there'll be certain things. So it might be something like do 50 push-ups. It might be do something like do a hot chip challenge next time you're on the pod, or like something like that. But I tell you what, chat, it's his first time on True Story Thursdays. He's been interviewed here before, but like, let's ease him into it, bro. This isn't AKL, right? Where we can take the piss out of, like, this is Kasai, man. Like, let's give him a little bit of leeway to get into things before we have him doing any crazy shit on air. Unless you want to do crazy shit on air, then.
What do we mean by crazy shit?
Hey guys, who wants to throw in a super sticker and see him do some crazy shit? You guys get to choose. But obviously nothing that'll cause him harm, and no, because you don't drink, do you? No, so no alcohol.
I don't drink. No, I don't drink.
No alcohol, no drugs, and nothing that's going to risk your safety. I'm gonna answer this for him and say no. I'm gonna say you.
Why the fuck would you do that?
Wow.
You're like, how much? Yeah, I mean, there you go, bro. Like, it's crazy. But, dude, you know what? Like, I want to ask you, right? Because you were at the last AWS show, and I heard that, like, a bunch of workers from another promotion turned up and, like, tried to take the piss, hijack the show a certain part.
Well, they didn't fucking do that during my match, because my match was fucking, you know, the crowd was going nuts, including whoever the fuck was there. So, I don't know. Look, if people want to come to a show, I just think that's so weird, you know. This is what I mean by the wrestling bubble. Like, people, you know, will fucking do everything that they can to fill up their weekends with being on a show. But you're gonna fill up your weekends going to someone else's show, paying. I mean, if you want to support the boys, great, come pay, whatever, chill out. But in order to heckle, I just think these people don't have lives.
Yeah, bro, 100%, man. And it's funny though, like the people that were going there and doing it, they're not exactly like, you know what I mean? Like they're a fucking F grade fed. Like most of their workers don't even work anywhere else, bro, because it's that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I didn't even know people were there. I didn't even realize, honestly. I just, you know, like I said, the one time I was out there, which was my match of Fly Guy, I looked around and everyone was going off. So they must have fucking got into it. I don't know. I'm that over. Who knows? I might get a fucking message any second like, oh, hey, you want to be booked? Or who knows? I don't even know who the company was, if they were there.
It was the Torture Fan Club, mate. The Torture Fan Club.
Fan Club? There you go.
Good old. Oh, they're stars somewhere, apparently. All of them. They're all stars.
Yeah, the penny just dropped for him. What's your take on it, T? You were like, because you were there as well.
I loved it. I'm also not gonna lie, boys. Thanks for the heat. It was awesome. Just so you know, I'm also going to be in Hunter Valley on the 17th. You want to go and buy tickets up there? We'd be appreciative. If you also want to know, we're going to be at Wrestling Go at the 30th. You want to buy tickets there too? That'd be awesome. And I'll keep you up to date on the rest of my bookings. Just want to keep buying the tickets, boys. It's great. I won't buy any of yours because honestly, there's nothing there worth fucking watching besides the puppeteer. Love you, puppeteer. But if you want to keep buying ours, by all means, feel free. I'm all for it. Which, yes, penny dropped. I did show up at AWS last weekend in a losing effort, but we're not talking about Bruno.
Yeah, exactly. We had Achilles donate $2 saying, "Kasai, shave your beard like Hollywood Hulk Hogan." I would pop. I would pop for that. I would pop for that. But I feel like if you're going to change your appearance, it's got to be more than $2. Like I feel like it's got to be.
Oh, that's funny. No, that's good. I've always wondered that. Well, it's just this part, right? Just take the part off.
Yeah, I think it's
what decade Hogan?
90s. Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah,
90s.
So 90s Hogan. So the stubble with the handlebars.
It just be this part. You know what? I don't even know if I own a pair of razors.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, how about? Well, I think at EWA we can maybe do it then after the show.
When's that one? Plug it, boys. When's EWA? What are we looking at?
27th April, isn't it? Yeah, 27th April.
And I'm hearing a little birdie is telling me there's a certain bloke, little cue ball looking prick, making the fucking rounds at certain places. You got any fucking information on that, Piers, or what's the go there?
Yeah, bro. Tomorrow night, me and Vinny Vane are going to make our way up to Newcastle. And yeah, Vinny's in the middleweight gauntlet. So we're going to rock up there and we're going to do some crazy shit. And we're going to have a fun time. So if you guys want to come and check it out, tickets still available. You can get the description in the link in the description. And if you want to watch it on Thriller, there's also the link in the description as well. Turn out, guys. Turn out. Make sure you get that pay-per-view or turn up, get tickets, make some noise, and have some fun. Also, Rock and Roll's got some shows coming up, so make sure you get excited for them. Make some noise, get behind them. You know, support the whole industry.
What's that Rock and Roll setup like? I'm hearing nothing but good things out of there.
Bro, Hunter's the fucking man, bro. Here we go. Achilles dropping $10. Done. The platinum handlebars. Are you down? No. EWA on the 27th. Mitch, you got to turn up to the show. I don't know if you're booked or not. You won't be considered a mark because it's podcast business, but
yeah, well, no, I've got to be there because yet do we know I'm somewhat of a hairdresser. We can help the brother out here. I do cheat for cash. We don't. I legally pay GST in case the government is no GST, bro, no stress on it. In case they're watching. But yes, we got it. We'll do it.
Done. All right. Are you down for it, Kasai? Like, I don't know that maybe not the bleach. I think the bleach might be a bit overkill.
Maybe not the bleach. But
I love how Mitch just leaves the podcast to go get more piss.
Hey, don't worry about what I'm doing. Just True Story Thursdays. We keep things rolling here. Ad lib.
Right.
Oh, 100%, bro.
I don't think it would look that bad. I really don't think it would look that bad. Yeah, fuck it.
Case I suddenly get pussy everywhere. I think I'd be mad.
But you know what? If you do it, bro, like I think you have to like shave the top bit. You've got to go like full Hogan if you do it. Could you imagine that? Like this gimmick.
I was trying to pitch it to someone at Yo Loco one day. I was like, I'm sick of being torture. Can I just come out and just put like, can I be like I did at Go? Can I be Big Torture Cool, come out as like the BWO? I'll come out as the Heartbreak Kid, Torture Michaels, and just use Shawn Michaels' gimmick all day and buy dress-ups off eBay. It's like, it's going to be a different WWE guy every week. I was like, please, just make my life fucking easy.
That's funny.
That's such a mark
I
thing.
would have loved it. I'd be anyone. I couldn't give a shit. I'd be the jobbers too. Like, I'd be like the repo man and shit.
Oh, God, that's fucking nuts, bro. But I'll tell you what, man, like we're waiting for another special guest that's going to join us here. But man, yeah, bro, I got another guest that's going to be popping on here any minute. But before we get into that, I think it is time for us to go into
Mark Says What?
That is right. It is time for Mark Says What. So, Kasai, this is where we get sent in a lot of social media posts from our audience that they see some crazy shit that Mark's post online about wrestling. And we basically bring them on, we talk about it, and we have a bit of a laugh at it because some of it, this shit is actually pretty fucking funny. So the first one, which someone posted in the Wrestling World group, it says, the Young Bucks are the best tag team in history. Change my mind. I bet you can't.
In history, though,
They're not the best tag team in their own fucking house.
No, bro. Like, please, mate, I'm definitely not a fan of the Young Cucks. I don't even think they're one of the best tag teams in AEW, to be honest. Like, they're just,
Mate, the most slept on tag teams in WWE, and I'm a tag wrestler. The most slept on tag team is in WWE. It's Imperium. Those cunts are unfucking believable. And I will say this now on stream. I will live stream watching it in my fucking Dax if I can somehow get Imperium versus Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. If I can get that for 15 fucking minutes, I will do it. Watch along in my Grundies. Because I'm telling you right now, the brothers pitching a tent. It'll be unreal. Put your money on it.
damn, bro. There you go. You want to see
better than
what's
anything them Young Buck and Balding Buck are going to do in their fucking lifetime.
Oh man, it's yeah. Anyway, so we'll
What
go.
they did with the Judgment Day in Australia, that stole the fucking show. That tag match.
100% that it did, man, and it was great because they got so much heat here in Australia, and then Rhea Ripley comes out part of Judgment Day in the main event and gets huge babyface pop. You know what I mean? Which is I thought was, I'm like, I don't know,
That's
like
awesome.
she's getting more and more over as a babyface. Where I think they're gonna have to break her away from that, but. We'll get into the next part before, and we'll go into more about WWE booking, etc. But the next input says, everyone talking about Rock versus Roman. I will never forgive WWE for not giving us Taker versus Sting back at WrestleMania 31. Biggest missed opportunity.
I kind of agree. I'm sorry. But Hell May Freeze over. I kind of agree.
I don't know.
I wanted it. As a fan, I wanted it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, well, I don't know. What do you think, Kasai?
About Rock and Roman?
No, about that it's like the biggest disappointment was never getting Taker versus Sting.
Oh. I think everybody wanted it. I think maybe... Yeah. I mean, how long was Sting in the company at that point? Like a year or something?
Yeah, I mean, a year and some change, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
like 2 WrestleManias, maybe 2 years.
He did Triple H. I think that's the only Mania he got, isn't it?
No, he also did Rollins, didn't he? Oh, that was Mania.
A Mania.
Well,
I mean, all these dream matches, everybody wants them to happen. It's just things fall through,
Sometimes people don't want to work with other people.
It can always be done better, I mean, who did Undertaker even have? Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, I think back then, was it Bray Wyatt?
This would have been after the streak, so the streak was already over.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I guess that's the only time you're going to really ever have that match, because afterwards they started having a bunch of injuries, and before that it was pretty much non-existent because Sting was in TNA. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it could have happened, and
Triple H wanted that match instead.
Triple H and Sting, yeah.
Can't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it is what it is, but like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty bad Mark says what. So whoever sent that in,
like I kind of
fuck yourself.
Maybe feel bad.
Okay. If they give me this match, I'll start watching again. And this is Drama King out in the background, Matt Reholt, Okada.
Triple threat match.
I popped for the comment. That's what really fucking popped me.
Yeah, have a triple threat match, That's what it's all about. Just have a three-way.
Hey, all of that is okay if it happened in a three-way. We'll go into the next. Mark says what? Fuck, this is a long one. Torture, do you want to read this or do you want me to?
I can't read that off this screen, son.
Okay, it says, all right. So this person says, what I'm about probably makes no damn sense, but maybe it's because I don't know exactly how to articulate it. I apologize in advance. I feel like LA Knight is over, but he isn't really over. In my opinion, it feels like something is missing. When I see people say he is so over, I believe it, but also I don't. I see the reactions. I see the merch sales. I see all that, but something just seems off. And the fact that people are still saying he's over 2 years into his overness might prove me right. It's like they want to convince themselves about something they don't fully believe. Anyone get what I'm saying? No, I don't get a fucking word what this Mark is saying, bro. Like, okay, so he gets good reactions. His merch sells. That means you're over, brother. Like,
wrestling fans just overcomplicate everything, and it's no different than the wrestling people in the wrestling business. They overcomplicate everything, and who knows? That guy probably works for some indie fed because he must know what he's talking about now.
I was about to say I'm on the same page as Kasai because I don't remember when, like, watching it growing up, I ever said, "Oh, this bloke's." Even now, I don't watch and go, "Oh, this bloke's over." It's like, am I entertained by this? Yes, I'm gonna watch this shit. I'm not worried about the cunt's over. This Dominic Mysterio entertains me. I'm gonna watch it. R-Truth entertains me. I'm gonna watch it. Balding Bucks bore me. I'm gonna turn it off. Jack Perry makes me violently angry. I'm gonna turn it off. Like. Even it was like the one before, like ratings and shit. I'm not looking at any of that shit. Why the fuck are we looking at it now? Who fucking cares? If you enjoy it, watch the fucking shit.
I think fans just, because there's so much information out there, they I was saying something to this to someone the other day actually, because I was trying to explain something. Yeah, it might have been Saturday. I was trying to explain to somebody like how. Something about psychology or whatever. And then they were basically copycatting something else they must have heard from some podcast or something about psychology. And I said, listen, you're not wrong, but you're fucking just quoting someone who knows what they're talking about. And that doesn't make you right. Because you don't know what you're talking about. The person that you're quoting might, because they've been around the business, they understand what they're making that comment out of an educated experience.
For real.
You're just copying their fucking words. And I feel like that's what a lot of fans are doing now because there's so much information out there. There's so many articles, there's so many podcast interviews, whatever, documentaries. There's TV documentaries now, Dark Side of the Ring, all that kind of stuff. There's so much behind the curtain, behind the scenes stuff that a lot of these fans feel like they're in, with us backstage. Even though everyone else is getting that same information too, it doesn't make them any more educated on the business. But I think it's just stuff like that. They try so hard to know what they're talking about. It's like, you don't fucking know what you talk about. I tell my students all the time, the wrestling fans are fucking stupid. Treat them that way.
But I like being worked. Like, if I'm watching something, I want to be worked. Like, when, I'm not going to lie, I found a little hidey spot to watch You and Fly on the weekend, and I didn't know the ending. I knew nothing about it. I just sat there and went, work me. Like, I enjoy that part still. Like, work me. It just seems like these fucking cunts can't be worked.
Well, but the thing is, for me, like I
enjoy it. It's entertainment. Fucking enjoy it. We're all paying money to watch this shit.
For me, if I can be invested, like if I can sit down and a match can have me sitting there like this, where like someone can talk, what? Yeah, just, I mean, if a match can get my attention like that, that's what you're supposed to be doing in the business. But gentlemen, I do have another guest in the background here that is about to join.
We get all the guests. What's happening?
I know, bro. It's just people want to come on, man. It's just Akel's like fucking.
Akel's job's on the line. Everyone's coming hunting for his job.
100%, bro. Alcoholic Adam's been fucking like, man, he's on it, bro. Like, dude, Joey's like, yeah, I'm ready for producer wants a wife number 2. But anyway, so my next guest, our guest that we're going to bring on here, right? So it is Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr. So Kasai, bro, Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr. is he's been in the business for 3 years, bro. He is the veteran that everyone gives advice to. Like, I feel like this is a guy that is going to be able to give you the advice that is going to help you take your career to the next level, much like everybody else. But we're going to bring him in now, and then we're going to play veteran advice, Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr.'s clip. But we're going to bring him in. Mr. Hemmingsworth Jr., I thank you so much for coming on. This is an absolute honor and a privilege to have you here, and for you to, pass on your wisdom and veteran expertise here to all three of us and the wrestling world as a whole.
Well, look, I took the time out of my night to stop getting myself a rim job from Joe Ferrugia's sister to be here, so I appreciate it. I've been lurking in the chat for a while, and I do appreciate everyone's comments and questions, particularly about Mark Says What and, LA Knight and all that shit. It's great, but who is he compared to me? It's a bit crazy to kind of have that comparison. Kasai, great to see you. Sorry, I haven't been to training for a while, but I don't need to go to training if I'm that good already.
I can see that.
My friend, my long-lived rival, you are sitting here just spouting facts. The biggest belly laugh I've had in a long while was when Piers was like, "Can you read this out for me?" And you're like, "I can't read." It was the funniest thing ever. But welcome. I'm here, and I'm here to be happy.
You're here to be happy. Well, there you go. I can see you sitting there drinking, your 21-year-old wine.
Veuve Clicquot.
It's apple juice.
Veuve Clicquot, yes, it's apple juice. Yes.
So, okay, we're going to play your clip now. So you give us our audience weekly advice here.
I do.
Without giving away the horse here, what can you say about this clip?
This next clip is something that hasn't been edited. It's raw footage, and I felt like it would be a disservice to everyone there if I were to censor myself just for the benefit of my own well-being. So this is probably the best piece of advice I could ever give to anyone, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, well, we're going to play that in just a sec. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, if you would like to suggest a topic to hear the veteran Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr. talk about, or you have a question, throw up a super sticker on YouTube or throw in some bits on Twitch, and we will get to them after this video. So let's get into it. This is Veteran Advice with Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr.
Oh, hello there. I didn't see you walk in. My name is Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr., the 3-year wrestling veteran. And this is example number 3. Let's say that a woman comes up to you and says, "Hey, would you be interested in an intergender match?" Obviously, the correct answer is no. Men are tougher than women, and women's only job is to keep your balls drained and your belly full. I don't care if wrestling's the perfect place to have an intergender match. Listen to me very fucking carefully right now. What story could you possibly tell between a man and a woman that's not been done 1,000 times before? I'm a girl. I can do things as good as guys can. No, you can't. You do things differently, and that's fucking fine. But if you want to lock up with me, I will take liberties. I will kick you in the cunt. Don't ever lose to a woman. And don't ever lose to a man without chest hair. That's right.
Tobias, do you have chest hair?
I'm all good. Kasai, you look like you've got a question that you want to ask.
Do you have chest hair, Tobias?
I do, yes.
Okay, I don't need to say about.
Question: When did you get a groundskeeper?
For the chest hair, no.
He deserves the fucking sack if you got a groundskeeper. Because fuck me, Dad, what is happening with that lawn?
That back lawn is what I described most of my previous sexual partners. So unkempt, but ready to be tackled. Also, besides that fact, I would say this, and I would say this very boldly, and with knowing the consequences right now. If any female wrestler saw that and that lit a fire underneath their clitoris, fucking message me and fight me. Because there is no fucking person in Australian professional wrestling that can beat me here today. This is just really important advice. Everyone here is talking about LA Knight. They should be talking about Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr. and the fact that he's going to kick an Australian wrestler in the cunt. They can cancel the fuck out of me. I don't give a shit. That's the thing. I don't care anymore. I don't. And that's very, very freeing. So yes, I don't have a groundskeeper, but I have my tongue. I don't have a fucking steel cap boot, but I have my tongue. I don't have a fucking title shot, but I have my tongue. Questions?
Yes. When and where would you like your ass kicking from me and KSI when we turn around and say that you cannot beat every single fucking one of us?
No. Every single woman, for sure. Like, you guys aren't chicks, so it's fine.
I identify.
You identify as relax, he's a woman. So there you go. Maybe Kasai, like, maybe you could get in the ring with Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr. sometime. And I don't know, man, like, Tobias, do you feel like Kasai would be a threat to you?
Yes.
Absolutely. He trains jiu-jitsu. He's one of the best workers in Australia today, but he does not have a vagina, so I do not want to wrestle him. I'm sorry.
You're being real transphobic right now.
This is really sexist right now. I feel like I've had an opportunity taken away from me.
All right, so we've had so huge shout out to Sarge, donation $3 saying you just had an asthma attack. So Adam Poker, aka Alcoholic Adam, he wants to ask you a question here, and he says, "How can the NRL draw more money, more Americans in Vegas?"
Oh, that's
really
easy.
well.
I'll answer this one. As a long-time standing NRL fan, I will say this: NRL players get notoriety for beating the shit out of their wives and then pissing in their own mouths. I would say that Americans can kind of relate to that, and that's kind of where the kind of cookie crumbles, so to speak. For me, if you were to be like in any, like if you were to have any interest in any kind of sport besides NRL, I would respect you. But the fact that you like NRL probably means you're into footy tipping, probably means that you beat the shit out of your spouse, and it probably means you're a piece of shit. So I hope that answers your question.
I am now livid. As a former under-20s player myself, I am fucking livid.
Good.
I've kicked your ass on multiple occasions, and I'm about to do it again.
Oh, no.
Do not bring the rugby league, the national fucking sport, into disgrace like that.
First of all, the national sport is cricket, which is a fucking travesty because like cricket sucks balls. And that's like before we're even sending them down to cheat against the Pommies.
Okay, everything else we might have a debate on, but the cricket thing, you're right.
Yes, right. I love cricket. It's amazing. No one else likes it.
It's boring as batshit, bro.
No, I mean it's boring.
It is boring, but you get to sit in the sun and drink for like hours on end, which is like what my dad taught me the best. So it's great.
Oh, my dad just usually beat me.
No, I'm glad we're having these
emotionally and physical. But
my dad's a great person. Touch wood. My dad's great.
You know what, Tobias? I feel like I should bring you on for a one-on-one interview, which I think we need to do. So I'll definitely have to reach out to your manager to bring him on. But before you leave us, because I know you're a busy man, do you have any parting words or parting advice in addition to that? Because I know we get one video a week, but I'm just trying to get my money's worth here. So Can we get a bit of advice for the audience and also maybe for the guys and all the wrestlers that are tuning in and watching?
What advice do you have for me?
That good point. What advice have you got for Kasai?
Kasai, the only advice I would give you is to stop putting your faith into the wrong people like myself. We are lost causes. Anything else as an extension of that?
You know, I've been thinking that for a while now. So thank you for helping me be some clear-minded about that, because yeah, you guys fucking just suck. I gotta stop oh, man.
Well,
I feel left out. Where's my like? Everyone else gets a good fucking.
Okay,
feel.
okay,
Why do I get no fucking
I'll give you
feedback
some
and wisdom?
advice, Torture. If you keep waving that Hunter Valley wrestling belt around, that tag team belt, I'm gonna take it off of you. Real slow.
Are you gonna bring a certain crew and 7 other guys to do it this time, or?
No. I'm just gonna wait until you're asleep and just steal it off of you. Like, I don't need a match. But besides that, the biggest piece of advice I could give to people legitimately is this. If you're an aspiring professional wrestler, don't ever fall out of love with the business. Wrestling fans are fickle, they suck. And if your mind is telling you that this is a dumb idea, do it anyway, because no one else is doing the same things that we're doing. We've been spinning our wheels for a while, and just go out there and be yourself. Be unique.
I call bullshit. Don't fucking join the wrestling business.
Nah,
No,
we are 3/4 of the way fucking retarded.
Don't fucking come. If you're not fucking somewhat athletic, if you do not fucking actually want to train really fucking hard, if your idea of Halloween is dressing up like your favorite fucking wrestler, get the fuck out. I don't want to fucking see you in a ring.
Oh man, that's
is he fucking wrong, but like, is he fucking wrong? How many people do you reckon we've turned around and literally went home and looked at our fucking broomstick and went, that would have been an easier weekend if that just showed up? We've all fucking been there. Come on.
100%. But Tobias, thank you so much for joining us, man.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Your pleasure.
I'll get in contact with your manager, and I'll get that payment over to you to get you on a one-on-one interview. But again, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.
Pleasure being here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. It's gonna be a fucking wet noodle compared to what just happened in the last 5 minutes. So, best of luck. I love you all. And oh yes, and before I leave, real quick, any female wrestler who wants to fucking grapple with me, let's do it. Let's do it. I don't care. Anytime, any place. You name the venue, you name the place. Instead of bitching about me and canceling me online, because you know I'm right. Because you know I'm going to kick you in the cunt. My name is Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr., the actor, wrestler extraordinaire.
If I could just inject, let me be the middle. Let me find some middle ground here. Okay?
Yeah. Like the muff?
Like, let me just be a mediator. All right?
Sure.
Now, the kinds of wrestlers that you're talking about, Tobias, don't know how to fucking wrestle.
Neither do I, so it's perfect. That's fucking.
They don't know how to fucking wrestle. But I would just say if they learn how to wrestle, they could probably kick your ass.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time, first of all, Kasai. Second of all,
he said kick, not leg.
I love that.
Kick.
In the cunt.
Kick me in my cunt, please. Anyway,
but
I love you all.
But I will say they have to learn how to wrestle.
100%.
You know, just like I said to the boys, you don't just fucking show up with your cosplay fucking dreams and chuck on some E-Lucha fucking made tights that was on their sale page and think you're a fucking wrestler now. I say that to the boys. I say that to the boys. I'll say that to the girls. I'll say that to everyone trying to be a professional wrestler. If you just put in some effort, you learn how to wrestle, you can probably beat up Tobias' skinny ass.
100%. And it's a great time. It's a great time. I can vouch for that.
It's a great time to be alive to try and kick his ass. But Tobias, thank you for your advice. We'll see you again next week for veteran advice with Tobias Hemmingsworth Jr. Thank you again, Tobias. You've been an absolute legend. We'll talk to you again soon.
Get me booked, Tobias.
Pleasure. I don't give a fuck. Bye.
No. That was kind of wild. I kind of Yeah,
we would just like to disclaim that the thoughts and words of Tobias Henningworth Jr. will not reflective of the True Story podcast, and any interaction may be affected by Tobias Henningworth Jr. personally.
Oh,
Are you reading that off a board or something?
I was trying to, but as Tobias alluded to, I can't.
Yeah, they get it all in. If you miss a word, then the court case is coming.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't read, so it's all off the top of my head.
But you know what is interesting? You mentioned like people in the business going and dressing up as pro wrestlers for Halloween and doing like marky shit like that. Dude, it happens so much that I see. Like, is there a certain point where you think like people involved in the business need to sort of like realize they're in the business and not do that sort of shit? Like, or do you think they're just oblivious to it because no one's smart enough?
I wasn't really referring to people being fans of the business. If you're a fan of the business, that's good. I'm trying to talk about the people who are such fans of the business that even when they get in the business, they never crossed over into an athlete.
Mm.
You know, they're still behaving like a 10-year-old on Halloween night, you know, dressing up as their favorite wrestler, right? Like, I'm not saying you can't have a favorite wrestler. I have favorite wrestlers. Obviously, I cherish the memories of my childhood when I would grow up watching wrestling. It was amazing. I'm sure as it was for everyone. That's why we all, you know, tried to join this business, right? But it's these people, which are the vast majority of the pro wrestlers in the world, are the ones who just, they can't change their lifestyle to actually be an athlete now. You know, any other sport, you know, anything, not even just a sport, but any other endeavor, like, you have to now move on and actually become an athlete or a, you know, whatever entity you have to become in order to be that thing that you need to be. You can no longer just be a fan anymore. Otherwise, what's the difference between you and every other fan? You know, and I don't know why these people hang on to this so much. It's like, listen, you want to be a pro wrestler, be a pro wrestler. You have to be an athlete now. You have to train. You have to eat right. You have to do your stuff. Okay. You have to, you know, study the game. You have to be prepared for the worst. You know, you have to make your sacrifices. That's what comes with the territory. But they still want to have this, you know, oh, I'm still a fan. I'm still this, you know, oh, if it doesn't work for me, then, you know, and that's, the people are just selfish. They're just selfish.
But even you mentioned like people that, you know, don't become athletes and stuff like that. And I've heard people use this in the case. They go, oh, but what about like a Mick Foley? What about a Kevin Owens? They're not.
Foley and Kevin Owens are athletes.
They definitely are. But the thing is,
we're fucking athletes.
But the difference
Kevin Owens still is an athlete.
100%. But the difference is between these guys and everybody else. They're one out of a couple of hundred that are signed or were signed to WWE because they have something or they had something special. Mick Foley was one of the best promos and actually could have phenomenal matches. Kevin Owens, phenomenal worker. You know what I mean? And just works.
Well, that's what I mean by these people have no idea what they're talking about because, okay, that's what makes them that's what makes them to the exception to the rule is that they might not visibly look like the standard athlete, but they still are. They still are an athlete. And the majority of athletes walking around don't look like them. That's why they become the exception to the rule because they don't look like the average athlete, but they still are. It doesn't change the fact that they're still an athlete. They're still an athlete. And honestly, this is why I can't stand a lot of wrestling fans because what they do is they make the stuff that we love. They make the stuff that we actually, you know, put a lot of effort into and, you know, fuck up our bodies for, and they make it shit because pretend you're Kevin Owens. How would you feel, honestly? Some fat fucking slob in his mom's basement eating fucking Cheetos is like, if he can do it, I can. Like, you're disrespecting Kevin Owens. You're disrespecting Mick Foley. You're basically saying that what they're doing is easy, that anyone can fucking do it. No, what they're doing is exceptional, and no one can fucking do it. And so-called fans of Kevin Owens and Mick Foley that are like, oh, well, if he can do it, I can do it. How are you even a fan of his if you don't even respect him that much to
100%.
think that what he's doing is special? And that's why I say fuck so many of these wrestling fans, because they're just fucking, look, I'll treat you like a fan and that's it. You're a wrestling fan, okay? And to be quite honest, the majority of wrestling fans that are over the age of 15 are fucking stupid anyway.
But it's even then, like, I think we've come
And I'm
far
not
enough
saying
as
that
a
you can't be a wrestling fan over the age of 15. I'm saying that the vast majority of wrestling fans that are over the age of 15 grow to become the fucking idiots online that you all are talking about. The ones under 15 still cherish the wrestling business and are fans of it and enjoy it and come to have fun and bring their friends, and they want all the merchandise and the toys and the shirts and everything because they genuinely love the business, you know? I get a lot of fucking pride and happiness when I go to a show, and whether I'm the heel or the babyface or whatever, but I see kids in the audience and they're having fun and they're having a good time and they're booing or they're cheering or whatever, but they're enjoying the show. I get a lot more happiness out of that than seeing some random fucking neckbeard fat slob in the front row, you know, oh, you fucked up. Oh, you fucked. Like, you fucked up your life. Get a fucking job. Like, get a girlfriend. Fucking stop being a lonely ass fucking. Like, you people, like, you know what's funny? I went to AWS recently on the weekend, right? Work Fly Guy. I was genuinely fucking surprised with the amount of normal people in the fucking audience. I was like, can we draw these people all the fucking time? Please. There were fucking a group of hot chicks in one corner of the room. There were families in the other corner of the room. Everyone didn't look morbidly obese. Like, it was a fucking good energy in the room. They lasted the whole time. They were cheering, they were booing, they fucking were there for it. You know, there was a, you know, obviously you have here and there your little weirdo fucking fans and stuff, but the vast majority of people was like maybe 160 or 180 people or something, you know, decent crowd. And I was just genuinely happy to be in front of people like that, normal fucking everyday people, you know, of all ages. I was so happy. You know, there was some nice elderly people there. It was good, you know. And we should honestly attract more people like that to come to shows, and enough of these fucking neckbeard fucking, you know, pussies.
And it was actually the first time my kids were in the crowd for that show, that specific show, which I hate to tell you, bro, they didn't like you. I'm so sorry. Like, I tried to convince them, they didn't like you, they liked the Flyers.
I did my job.
I'm not their favorite wrestler either. It's bullshit.
I did my job.
But even like my daughter, who's very self-aware, goes, that's the loudest show she ever been to. My ears hurt. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, you know, we did it. You know, we got the reaction out of them.
But I feel like even the audiences, like the smarks and the marks that go to regular shows and stuff like that, they're the ones that when they go to shows, they chant out fucking stupid shit. They like, yeah, I mean, I've seen that happen as well. Like the referee's doing a 10 count, someone's on the outside, they're trying to throw a number out. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like they're there to fucking pop their mates. They're there to, you know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not, like, bro, like, I've been at shows, sat in an audience and turned around and said to someone, can you shut the fuck up? Like, just let the, like, you're not over, bro. Like, let these cunts fucking perform. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, and when you have audiences like you have that, when you market to non-wrestling fans, you're getting fans in that are going to be more respectful for the product. Number two, they're not going to try and get themselves over and chant stupid fucking shit. They're there to fucking have fun. They're there to cheer the guys and girls that they like and boo the guys and girls that they don't like. It's fucking simple.
That's right.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a bit stupid. I'll get a bit sentimental here, and it's not me drinking, all right, but I'm going to say, fuck them. All right? The reason I do this shit, pretty fucking simply, when I was a fan, it was an escape from everything else that was going on.
Yeah.
My thing is, if I can someone buys a ticket for $30 and they can follow a story that I'm putting together for the 10, 15 minutes I may get, and they get to forget about their life for a little minute, I've done my job. Is the little kid cheering in the front row, wanting my ass to get kicked by a bloke in a bee suit, and he ends up kicking my fucking ass, and that kid gets to go home and go tell his parents, yeah, Torch, you got beat up by this fucking bee, whatever. Awesome. Happy about it. You know, we're doing, you know, I do this for, you know, the single parents that are working 2 fucking jobs to find a way to bring their kid here because they watch everything throughout the week. And this is what they want to do. Not for these fat fucking fuckwits that want to sit there and go, they fucked up this spot. Fuck you. The 6-7-year-old in the crowd doesn't fucking know. They're the people that we need to bring this business forward to take it to somewhere better. Not you who's going to die from type 2 diabetes or heart failure in the next fucking 3 years. Pick one. I don't fucking care which one it is. At the end of the day, that's what I do it for. I do it for all these other people that want to see it go forward, for these people that are coming just to genuinely have fun. And maybe, you know, people that maybe want to just show their kids this is what we grew up with and just try and pass it on down the line. Is that such a bad thing? To just be a fan of what wrestling actually is, not to have to go, oh, well, they're not reaching for the proper demographic. Fucking suck a dick.
But that's the even thing I've seen, like, even, and not to go off topic here, but I've seen certain performers go out of character because a fan has chanted something at them, and the wrestler who was wrestling as a babyface then starts going, fuck you to the crowd, starts like, what the fuck, bro? You're getting worked by a member of the audience. Like, and I feel like in this day and age, in this society, we're now policing fans. If you like, what's the whole thing in wrestling, right? It's to get an emotional reaction, right, from the audience. It's to get them invested emotionally. If you can get someone so emotionally invested at you that they turn around and they call you, like, let's say, for example, like something so fucking ridiculous, something that they probably wouldn't usually say to insult someone, but you've got them so thing. Like, imagine if they go, you fucking big nose Greek fuck or something like that at Yukasai. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true, like.
I don't know, but I'm trying to say something which is pretty, like, I don't know, something rude or rape.
I'd probably high five him.
But regardless, but like, say, you know what I mean? You'd be going, fuck yeah, I got that reaction from that guy.
Yeah, but that's how he's known. But see how he's nose telling that shit. See how it's just, yeah, it is what it is. Like when we work as heels, we can easily we couldn't count on both our hands half the shit we've been called. But we're sitting there going, fuck yeah, it's working. It's when, you know what I mean? Like, I think we always have a go at the fucking world. We probably need to have a look in our own fucking circle and go, we need a thicker skin. People have called me some outlandish fucking bullshit. And I'm laughing going, you're going to buy a ticket to watch me get my ass kicked. Winning. Did my job.
But yeah, I mean,
Who gives a shit? Call me whatever. I don't give a fuck. You paid your $30. Your part of admitting and paying to come to a wrestling show is if I want a response from you, give me whatever response you feel fucking necessary.
But if you're not going to break character to turn around and start going off at a fan, or you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like you're getting worked by the fucking. Some people get worked by the fucking audience, bro. Like I saw this.
Go fuck themselves. Get a thicker skin. Get a thicker fucking skin. You can't work as a fucking heel, then turn around and go, oh, that offended me. Go back in the 80s where there was no offending and you legitimately had the thought of getting stabbed, getting something thrown at you. There's not, like, if you go through a lot of older podcasts, it's not a thing to know. Like Cornette says that the amount of times probably him and the Midnight Express had to get saved and fought back to the back just to get the fuck out of there. But we're worried about what the fuck we're getting called? Fuck off. Get a thicker skin. Harden the fuck up.
But dude, you know what? Like Robbie Eagles, who was a guy who was like one of the most senior guys in the country. He was the guy I was telling you about at a GCW show. He was wrestling as a babyface, and someone in the crowd said something that he didn't fucking like, and he fucking literally had a fucking tantrum. Like, at what point do you go like, man, you're getting worked by a fucking member? And that's the thing. It was like, you're the most highly fucking skilled wrestler in the country, yet you're acting like a fucking little bitch, and you're going off character and potentially throwing your whole match out the window.
Fucking idiot. Like, seriously, it doesn't make sense.
It's just,
Well,
Man,
why do that to yourself? You work so hard. You got that reaction out of that bloke. Now it don't mean shit.
yeah, it's just, everyone. I don't know, bro. Like, what's your take, Kasai?
On people letting the crowd get to them, don't let them.
Great advice. Words to live by.
He's right, but literally, he's not fucking wrong. Like, I know we can laugh and say it's fucking 5 words, but he's fucking right.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
It's 100% right, man. So man, you got to take it on the chin. Like, dude, I was at a rock and roll show. I was go out there as a babyface, started cutting a babyface promo, and most of the crowd started chanting Taz at me. I was like, fuck, all right, I wasn't expecting that. But like, yeah, I mean, I just kept on going with my promo. I didn't sit there and address it a different way. I was just whatever, like, just let them chant what they fucking want, like Taz, whatever.
I've had people chant tits instead of tats, and we just start chanting tits. We just had tits out for the boys added to it, so it's working. I've had one pair flashed at me, so it's working.
Oh my god, well, there you go, man. But guys, we have been at that 1 hour and 10-minute mark. It is time for us to slowly start wrapping it up. But Kasai, where can everyone find you on social media? And if anyone actually wants to track you down, where they can get some proper professional wrestling training or some Brazilian jiu-jitsu training, where can they find you, bro? And where can they book some sessions with you?
Well, for pro wrestling, I would say the AWS Wrestling School, Australian Wrestling Superstars. I am there on Monday and Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Come on down, learn the right way. I'm available for private lessons if people, have a difficult schedule or just want some one-on-one training. You can message me at ds_Kasai on Instagram and get more info on that. As for jiu-jitsu, I actually just got fired from Gracie Balmain.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, you think fucking politics and pro wrestling is
the
crazy?
Combat sports world is fucking.
Wow, really?
Jiu-jitsu's nuts, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that.
I was too over.
But
Damn.
honestly, anyone that's looking for
shoot.
training, I can't recommend KSI enough. If you are looking to train, like, there's little things he's taught me I wish I knew, and I literally had to implement on Saturday. Like, honestly, just it'll change the way you look at a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's honestly my my main goal is to just have people look at it a different way. Most of my students have come from other pro wrestling schools, and I'm not going to say they've been shown the wrong way, but they've been shown the wrong way, and it's just if they just get out of their own way a little bit, and I know, trust me, I know it's hard. When you've spent so long doing something a certain way, or even spent so long, thinking about things a certain way, to then come to someone like me and I'm just like, listen, you got to, I'm not saying you have to start over. I'm just saying you got to really change a lot of what you think pro wrestling is. I know that's hard to take in, but trust me, if you take that in, not even just for me, but anyone you go to that's actually a legitimate pro wrestler and a legitimate pro wrestling coach, you're going to have to change what you're doing. You're going to have to change what you're thinking, whether it's overseas, whether it's even, here, there's plenty of great guys even training here, like Damian Slater over in Perth.
Yeah.
He'll give the same stuff. He'll probably tell you, hey, you got to change the way you think about pro wrestling. I'm not saying anything different. If you honestly want to learn, come to me. Like I said, I'm very patient. I'll put my time into you. If you actually genuinely want to learn, I will invest time into you, and you can get very good very quick, but you have to put in the time.
100%. I mean, there's no elevator to success in wrestling or in any business. So I think it comes down, you got to be able to put the work in, and as you said earlier, you can't just go into wrestling and just not put the effort in and think you're going to be great. you're not going to go into the business and just pick up things up straight away. Like, everyone sucks, but if you stick with it and you have a good coach like Kasai, you're going to see the benefits if you put yourself to it.
Well, it's the age-old saying, isn't it? I remember my first day of wrestling training, TNT sat us down and said, wrestling owes us nothing. If you want something in it, we got to earn every little bit of it.
I agree.
Yeah. Words to live by. But, guys, let's head out. Hang
on. No, I got a bone to pick before we leave.
Yes, that is right.
Pick before we leave.
That's
Last week, I said there was one bloke we were riding on. Now, just in case no one was keeping up with this, I'll tell you. We went underdogs last week. Manly won. Okatalau went in, and so did Jason Saab. First game, we were done. Roosters gave me a scare. They win. Joseph Manu scores the first try, and I called it here last week. Saying, James Tedesco, don't fuck me. He breaks and then passes the ball for the first time in probably 24 months. I was ready to kill him. And I did say last week that if he fucked me again, he had to sponsor this. So someone put this on his Instagram saying he's done the whole wrestling community. All our multis went down the drain. All the true stories, all our multis went down the drain. That was $2.5 grand because he decided to pass the football. Not about it. So what we've done, we've doubled down again. We've gone again. But we went a little bit safer because we took Teddy out of it. One, because he's not playing, and two, he gave me the shits. So what we've decided here, we've cooked up a little bloody good one here. I reckon we get some decent odds. I think New Zealand, after last year and with that addition of RTS, they're going to be able to beat Cronulla. I think Cronulla's biggest strength, their forward pack, and New Zealand can match them. I'll pick Dallin Watene-Zelezniak to score, which is probably one of their leading try scorers last year. Last year is absolutely unbelievable. And I've also picked Mortalo. That bloke scores every week. I don't know where he pulls them from. But, we've just taken that. If you're looking for a dark horse to maybe bump your odds up, look at Luke Metcalf. He's just coming back. Cronulla Jr. Always a happening of people scoring against their own clubs. I don't know why. Then we went on to Melbourne versus Penrith. I picked Ryan Pappenhausen to go in. I don't know where Melbourne's going to get their points from, honestly. Penrith aren't 3-time reigning premiers for nothing. But at $3 to score a try, I'll take Pappenhausen every day of the week. And you can get Liam Martin as well, which we've went for $4.30, which is a fucking steal. Like, he's going to be one of their main guys going at them halves. And if we can get this up once again, this is going to help go against, well, we're going to get the studio, yes, but we need to stock the fridge. This is the multi to stock the fridge.
This is the multi to stock it.
This is the multi to stock. Yes, we need $800 to stock the fridge. Don't ask questions. I don't have a problem if I don't go to meetings. So what I'm saying is this one is it. We've taken Tedesco out. Once again, gamble responsibly. But this is the second time I've plugged your sports bet. So if Tedesco can't get the job done in sponsorship, all sponsorship availabilities are available to contact True Story on Instagram. And we can start betting with more than just $10.
I agree. I absolutely agree. There you go, guys. You want to get behind the sports bet, make sure you hit up the podcast. You can get email us. Email is in the description. And if anyone's wondering, I will organise a way. I don't know how to, Piers, but I'll organise a way where I'll post that on Instagram. And maybe we can share it out somewhere where everyone can follow along and give us their opinions on it. And maybe, we can all ride the high together. Sounds good, brother. I'll tell you what, it is time for us to wrap us up. Kasai, thank you so much for joining on True Story Thursdays. You're a great addition to this episode, man. We look forward to catching up with you again soon. But everyone else, thank you for tuning in. True Story Thursdays, greatest podcast in the world. Till next time, take care. All the best. Mwah. Go fuck yourselves.